Okay, so this video should not take a very long time to make. I'm just about to go to bed. I don't have a script or anything. Before the video starts, little preface. The Umineko video, we're going to record it Saturday. Me and my friend, he's got his new PC up and running. I'm going to get myself a new PC very soon. And when I do, I think I'm going to make some videos using Parsec instead of shitty PS4 online. Which in my experience has been a significantly better one, so stay tuned for that. And the Majin Buu guides are coming. It's just that when you're doing online school, even though it's online, sometimes you feel fatigued. You don't feel like doing anything. It's very, very what's the word? It makes you feel disappointed in yourself because you don't feel productive. But anyway, as according to the video title, why is Super Dash Mix so important in this game? Number 1, Super Dash Mix gives mix-ups to characters that otherwise don't have cheap and effective mix-ups. So, primary way for a character like Bardock, who you've seen time and time again, open people up with 6M, 5L Dragon Rush, basic cross-ups, staggering, this move right here. You've seen him open people up with these moves that aren't even really like mix-ups. And gradually you've seen Bardock players resort to Super Dash plus Assist. Of course, if you're a Tech Lord, you would think that on paper, the best way for Bardock to get a true mix-up is to super jump install his Tyrant, whatever the fuck this is, and then you would get a left-right mix-up using that, right? You would do this to say same side, or you would cross over their head, do something like that. And while it's true that this is the best way to get it more gapless, it requires a super jump install input, which a lot of people are not going to get every time. It's a left-right, which means you can only do it mid-screen. You don't have access to it in the corner. It has a high block stun requirement because obviously, as you could see when I did it with Cooler DP, I was going to see that move come out and try to immediately 2H. I'm not getting the install input, but let's just pretend I am for a second. Basically, what's going to happen is I'm going to get 2H'd for it. So, you can supplement this. If people are not ready to react to a 21 frame right up close super dash, if they're not ready for it, you can also make this a little bit harder by doing stuff like the fake out cross up using super dash, all these kinds of things. If they're not ready to block, if they're not ready to 2H or reflect one of these and they end up blocking it, now you will get something like this guaranteed pressure, which is also left-right, even though I messed it up. You clearly see what I'm going for. Something like that. The reason why this is important, even though it's left-right, is because it's a much less complicated input. I can get it for much less block stun. I'm pretty sure I can use a little bit less than Cooler DP. I probably can use something like 21A ball, only 25 frames. That's very cheap. Completely meterless. Now, there's a little section where I'm going to talk about low 2Ls, which is right here. This is a little mini section. Why having a low 2L is important for this is because now, as you can see, the mix-up I did mid-screen was indeed a left-right mix-up, which, if you're in the corner, as I mentioned, you can't steal the corner. You can't usurp the corner from your enemy while their back is turned to it without maybe vanishing or something like that, but you don't want to spend no bar. So, if you Super Dash plus Assist, and you have a good, fast, low 2L, you can get a high-low instead of a left-right. The mix-up will be exactly the same, exactly as easy. That's why having a low 2L for this kind of mix-up is important. Let's take Cooler. Cooler, much like Bardock, does not have very efficient ways of getting meterless mix-up. He has stuff like this, which has low reward on block. He has stuff like this, which is a plus frame move. He has a good cross-up. He has multiple lows in a block string to sort of catch people off guard, but basically he doesn't really get a true 50-50 as efficiently as most characters. However, unlike Bardock, he does not have a low 2L. The reason why this is important is because this means that even though mid-screen he will be enabled to get a left-right mix-up, in the corner there is no way for him to open someone up using the Super Dash mix-up. This is a problem because his only other mix-up options don't really have very high reward. 6M you can't combo off of without assist. Dive kick you can't combo off of, period, unless you dump supers into it. This you gotta vanish off of. This is the only thing that you can combo off of naturally. It's a normal. And it scales like a jab, so you're not exactly going to be doing the most damage from it, especially considering it's a starter right back where the heavies are, so this is basically the only thing you can do off of it. As you can see, the damage from this is not severely high, especially for a corner combo. So this is where not having a low 2L starts to become an issue for certain characters. Don't get me wrong, we have seen before that characters like Z Broly don't really need a low 2L because they have stuff like this grab they can use to open you up anyway. Characters like Vegito have stuff like this fake out cross up, which looks somewhat similar to this move. Which the reason Vegito doesn't really need to care about whether people are in the corner or not is because he can sort of naturally corner steal off his combos in the first place. So you get your safe jump, something like that, and then you would cross up. We also have fantastic characters like UI who have both a low 2L and have their own ways of solo mixing you. I've also noticed certain characters like Krillin who at certain distances, their super dash mix, his 2L is so small, it will just completely whiff anyway. So let's say in this situation I showed off, for some reason this whiffs in the first place. So you'll need higher blocks than to get it anyway, because you'll need the 2M as a low instead of the 2L. There are also characters like Super Baby, who even though they are reliant on left-right mix-ups, they can also corner steal by themselves using certain setups, which basically just means he can sort of make his own mix-ups anyway. And of course, another character this becomes a significant problem for is Goku Black. I don't think I have to say any more. There's another question as to why Super Dash plus Assist is so important that you will see even base Vegeta players, for example, use SD plus Assist instead of, for example, the disc. The reason you would see people go for SD plus Assist instead of the disc is, one, the disc might be more telegraphed and mixing it up is important because it keeps people on their toes of what you're going to do next, but also it's important to remember that you can get Super Dash in neutral. This is the thing that's so cool about Super Dash plus Assist. They have to watch for it anytime you're playing neutral. I'm in the corner playing neutral, right? This guy's trapped in the corner because I'm base Vegeta and I get to pressure you, but then I go up here and all of a sudden now you're blocking, now I get a high-low, something like that. And that's so important is because it's very rare for characters to have something like Kid Buu's sort of dive kick down that lets you get this sort of 50-50 from neutral. Being able to do it from neutral is a big reason why people use it in general. It's really, really common to just play neutral. I'm going to do it on UI because he's easier to show this off on. And then all of a sudden they'll be getting mixed like that. The last reason Super Dash Mix is so valued right now is how easy it is to convert off of it if they take the hit. So a lot of mix-ups, for example, there will be characters like, let's say Super Baby, where if you do decide to take the hit of this ball, for instance, I might not be able to convert very easily off of that ball. I'll fuck up my conversion somehow. My mix-up will make you tech away, something like that. However, if you use Super Dash plus Assist, confirming off of this is really, really easy. No chance for you to just take the hit and get off scot-free, even against a beam, because there's very little recovery on a Super Dash, so I have a lot of time to react with a Ki Blast, for example, and that basically just means you're getting punished. Sorry, you can't just strategically take the hit. And when you can't really risk to take the hit on something, it conditions people to stop doing things like 2H, because if they get frame trapped somehow, right, which is a very common thing you'll see in stagger block strings, you'll frame trap people. They get hit with a medium and now they're gonna die. Basically, Super Dash Mix is important, and if your character can't really do it well, they probably aren't very efficient in the metagame, with some exceptions. See ya, peace.